When you drive into disasters, your adrenaline's going, you know you gotta get there fast, you know when you arrive people are gonna need help. As a team member, you're experiencing a lot of different emotions. As we pulled up to Joplin, I was in awe of the destruction mile after mile after mile. It was an F5 tornado that just so happened to hit a very large city and affected thousands of people.
It was a mile wide, 7 miles long. You can see where the tornado touched down on the outside of town and continued to go right through the heart of town. It took out around 8,000 homes. The path of destruction that was left in the wake of that tornado was mind-boggling.
I've never seen a tornado do this much destruction in the United States. When we first arrived, we stopped at the hospital. It was just amazing to see such a huge structure completely destroyed. There was medications everywhere and needles and surgical devices, and it looked like a war zone. Within 48 hours after the tornado struck, the community began to erect a field hospital where people could come and get medical attention, x-rays, blood, even surgery. Obviously, to run a hospital, you need power and you need lighting. Our generator and light tower helped that hospital get up and running. The hospital decided they needed a helicopter pad where helicopters could land and take off, bring in people to the field hospital that needed medical attention, or bring people from that field hospital to other facilities. The project manager of the field hospital asked us to take some of our heavy equipment and saws and to begin to clear trees for an area where a helipad could be built. Within 5 days after we cleared all the debris and trees away, the area was paved and a helipad was built. 7 days after the strike, there were still 150 people unaccounted for, and we began to realize that some of those missing people might be in bodies of water. When you have so many pools and so many ponds to go through, you need something powerful because time is of the essence. Fortunately, the team has a 2,000 gallon per minute pump, and it's on a track machine that can go through the wet areas, right up to the areas where we need to pump. We were able to go through all the ponds that were in the parks, and we were able to work with the city officials and get maps and find out where all the pools were. And we just went from one task to the next. When you're dealing with water that is so murky and so full of debris, it's a very sobering and eerie job to do. But you know you have to do it because friends and family are wondering where their loved ones are. About a week and a half after the tornado struck Joplin, the search and rescue and recovery phase was over, and we immediately started clearing home sites. We brought in our compact track loaders, backhoes, cranes, haul trucks, just about everything you need to clear a home site.
So when these tornadoes strike, we have the equipment and we have the resources and we have these big trucks and equipment to be able to help, but sometimes we have to get down there on our hands and knees and start digging through rubble and start using a fine-tooth comb and picking out small valuable items. Those things you need to pick out. You can't do that with a big piece of equipment.
It was important that we worked with the survivors in Joplin to delicately and carefully clear their home sites, and along the way, find things that are important to them.
There's a black suitcase that's kind of square, and I think it's full of pictures.
Okay.
Man, if you can get that, that's worth millions to me.
When you help people in these disasters find valuables or pictures, you really get a brief glimpse into their life, and you really get to see things that they cherish and that they value, and you get to kind of connect with them for a brief moment or two.
As we were there in Joplin working with these homeowners and clearing this debris, I noticed that when we were finished and the ground was cleared of all the debris, it helped the homeowners feel as if they were one step closer to rebuilding. We were in Joplin for 3 months. We helped power up and light the temporary field hospital, cleared all the debris for the helipad, and cleared almost 100 home sites. No one organization is the answer, but I do know this, that as we were pulling out of Joplin, I realized that our charity made a big difference in Joplin.